So our Prime Minister went to Saskatchewan for a meeting, did not tell the Premier of Saskatchewan, didn't invite him to the public events, and said, well, no problem. And all the premiers want the Prime Minister to convene a meeting to deal with healthcare and to deal with bail. And the Prime Minister does not only not meet them, he snubs them. Brian Lilley is a columnist with the Toronto Sun. He understands these things, and I don't. So he's here to join me. Explain how we're supposed to get anything done in this country when the Prime Minister, whizzing all over the place, ignores the premiers.
So he goes to Saskatoon and he tours a rare earth elements processing plant in Saskatoon. He doesn't do it alone, though. He does invite along another politician, Charlie Clark, the mayor of Saskatoon, very progressive guy in a place that normally elects a lot of conservatives. I think he's courting Charlie Clark to run for them.
Well, we'll mark it right there and see if he runs next time.
Yeah,
yes.
So I think that's part of it. But Premier Moe finds out from the media that Trudeau's there, and he says, you know what, this is disappointing because this is one of the areas Trudeau and I see eye to eye on. Anyways, they trade a few barbs. Trudeau says, well, you know, Saskatchewan has more work to do on the environment. Moe makes some comments about Trudeau, and on it goes. But they're getting close on a deal on healthcare. That's the good news. What's interesting is in Saskatoon, Trudeau was asked about Doug Ford's big plan to use private and not-for-profit community clinics, and said, well, is this against the Canada Health Act? Are you going to stop this, make them use hospitals and in public? And he said, oh, we're on the same page.
So really, maybe the fact, Ryan, that the Prime Minister is not meeting with the premiers on either bail or healthcare or rare earth minerals, all these other things, is very helpful, because maybe if the Prime Minister was meeting with them, he'd just piss them all off.
Well, you've been around politics a long time. You know that premiers don't always see eye to eye. For 13 premiers to agree, and they're from every province and territory, all parties represented, for them to agree on bail reform and on health care, and to have that unanimous viewpoint, and they've stuck to it for years, that's something. So I think on bail, they may force him. On health care, I think it's going to be a compromise.
So maybe it is good, though, that the Prime Minister can swan around the world and not meet with our provincial leaders, and things are happening. Do you think that's a theory, that if he was meeting with them, we'd go nowhere?
Maybe it's bringing some unity to them and making them stand together, because they know that when Trudeau came in 2015, he said, I'm going to meet with the premiers all the time and we'll respect them.
Then he picked them off. He said all these things which are baloney.
He picked them off one at a time and gave them bad deals. Now they want good deals. They're going to hang together rather than hang separately. So that is part of what's going on here. Not bad.
Not bad at all. Brian Lilley on federal-provincial relations. 3 minutes. You have just heard another discussion that would not be allowed on the Trudeau-funded state media. Not just the CBC, but all the other media that gets hundreds of millions of dollars from the government. So if you want a discussion of ideas, stick with us. Please subscribe. And if you can, PayPal, because we need a little bit of dollars to keep this going. Thank you.